Have to pick Operation Underground, which is the worst map to shoutcast.
No, no, it's the best one, Joe. What are you talking about?
It's the worst, and you know it's the
The
worst. You know
best
why it's
time
the
to
worst.
stream an underground map is all the time. Subway cars, that's the kind.
I'm just gonna basically bounce first person to first
'Cause
person,
when
probably.
you're shoutcasting underground people, there's lots of explosions. Okay, and Biohazard versus Minc.
Welcome to the stream, everybody, and I hope you enjoy this wonderful match between Biohazard and Minc, as Botard has said.
Yes, it's a T8. It's not going to be a T12, not going to be a T16, or one of those wonderful T32s. It's going to be close. It's going to be compact. It's going to be a lot of revives, hopefully.
Yes, heavy revives are coming your way right now.
Just like your Aunt Flo in town, those revives will be coming.
And we have a little bit of a weird tactic. 3 people from Minc coming in as support. Not sure if I agree with this, as this is a very close quarters map, and Minc, they really don't have that great of a option for close quarters other than really the FG42.
Well, with no class restrictions, they're going to get to do what they want. And we are just going to buckle up for the ride.
And it's going to be fun. Death Dealer making it in on the right-hand side. First Bravo, taking out Jake Sr. Running up. Minc has gotten in on the point of Bravo, and they are starting to build these sandbags. Now, big old fight happening for Alpha, and looks like Minc is going to be getting it, but Biohazard on the backside is going to be trying to push in. See what's happening with the Sugar Weasel. He is using the STG with the Aperture Sight, coming in, doming an Ubis real quick, but getting taken down quickly by E-Man with the Sturmgewehr.
5 red X's on Alpha. Minc have done a good job about holding out with only 2 guys on that point.
We've got some fan chatter already happening. Looks like Kevster's going for Minc as King Matumba is rooting for Bio. Right now, Minc is in good control of Alpha Bravo. Gonna try to see where the next Biohazard push is going. Looks like they're gonna try to make their way into A. They do, and Minc has a couple hanging out in the back. Some dynamite getting thrown back there, and they get wiped. And now Bio is going to be holding the Alpha Charlie, corralling Minc up in the top of Bravo. Minc trying to push back into Charlie, not successful. Death Dealer, all by his lonesome, is going to need to wait for some spawns before he pushes down in there, and does wait for them, and they're going to head down to try to grab C. But the sandbags have been built, so they are going to need to not throw a Molotov right in front of themselves like they just did. Death Dealer taking out Jake, but getting flanked, or getting taken out from the side.
Fragnade getting got to your peasants. Dynamite being tossed at the breach. Baseball bat being used. It is one hell of a fight for Charlie here at the opening. Don goes for a revive. This might, it won't be a mistake. Because Huff himself went for the revive instead of pushing to get the final kill. A lot of attention being focused on the front of Charlie. Let's see if Minc can bust through to Alpha in the meantime.
So it is Biohazard in good control of Alpha Charlie, but in comes Don't know who that is, but they're trying to push their way into Alpha.
That'd be Jaconaut and Sir Vix.
Sir Vix getting taken out by Kaiser, going for the revive without smoke. Risky move right there, but pulls off the maneuver. Ooh, Kaiser coming in, doming E-Man, and then taking out Jaggernaut. Then gets taken out by Dawn in turn. Anubis underneath, firing from the water into Charlie. Getting some hits, but it is a tough little gap there to hit right, to push into there. But he is drawing fire, and Death Dealer is on the flank, trying to push in himself into Charlie point, but getting met by the sandbags.
I switched to the wrong person. I don't know where I am.
I'm so confused. It's a massacre, and now BHzD taking back Alpha. Death Dealer pulling off a great little two-piece from Jake and God right there, pushing back into Charlie. And they're going to need to get in there with only one on the point for Minc. Going for the revive without smoke. Not a great move as he gets taken out.
Minc finally clearing out Charlie, get the majority of Bravo and Charlie. This will force BHzD to now come to them.
Ammunition, gratis.
But wait, they will not, as Minc pushes their way from Charlie to Alpha using that underground water tunnel. BHzD seeing this, sets dynamite traps, hoping to catch the unlucky few who are unaware as they push forward.
And, ooh, great dynamite by God to your peasants on the outside. Taking out the sandbags on the left side of Charlie, trying to push it in there, but Anubis and Death Dealer are gonna retreat back. God taking down another of the Minc guys. He's able to get in there and take him out. He's gonna get a wipe, but Death Dealer gets on the head glitch and takes him out. Death in there all by himself gets taken down by Adam. And now the point of Charlie is gonna swing the way of BHzD.
Ah, no. Stuck. Skyline almost getting a double on the outskirts of A. Pushes in, taking down Sugar with Zibble. But he'll get revived by Kaiser Soze.
And Huff in the corner at Charlie, waiting for the oncoming squad that he knows is there, and gets the revive off in time. But Murder Inc. just bum rushes Charlie and takes out the two defenders. Well done by Minc. Minc now in control of Charlie Bravo. Gonna use the underground tunnel in the water to try to get up to Alpha. Doesn't look like they're gonna go all the way though. Looks like they're just holding for right now the Alpha point underneath. Trying to push up in there as BHzD pushes in and is gonna be able to grab Bravo. Being able to wipe off Murder Inc. from that side. And Watchdog taking down Death Dealer.
Khan getting the kill with his Sturmgewehr. Gets the revive off outside of A.
And he does, and now they're gonna try to push back in. Skyline also using the Sturm with the aperture sight, falling back as his squad mate Dawn gets taken out. Waiting for some revives to happen. Using a great head glitch on the boxes back here. But that Sturmgewehr with the aperture sight bounces all over the place. It is really hard to control that recoil with that sight. Throwing a Molotov into Alpha, getting some enemy hits off, and he is facing, I believe it looks like 6 of the BHzD guys holding Alpha, but a few of them have pulled off to try to get underneath going to Charlie. Let's see how this advance goes for them. Pushing into Charlie, just going for it, and almost getting in there. Huff is in, but gets taken out by Jakernaut. And the push from Alpha to Charlie is stopped by Minc.
BHzD now on their way to Charlie. Surrounded with a 4-man squad. Busting through, using the Panzer. As Jakernaut holds the front door. Along with the rest of his squad. A couple of trades being made as God, you peasants comes up with a baseball bat kill.
Taking down Jakernaut with the barbed wire Lucille.
This forces Huff to retreat, knowing he is the last alive. Spawning off another try.
Some great movement by both teams here, and BHzD trying to get pushed back into Charlie, laying some dynamite, and are gonna push, and it looks like they are gonna get in there and have been able to wipe off Murder Inc. on the Charlie point. So now they're gonna go for that Alpha Charlie hold again. Really close game, only 3 tickets, 2 tickets now, deciding the difference of Murder Inc. being on top, but it looks like they're gonna tie it up real soon. But Murder Inc. is up and over the sandbags, trying to push in to the Charlie point. But there is just too many Minc guys, or I'm sorry, too many BHzD guys there to ward off the advancing Minc. Jakernaut pushing with a Lewis, not a move you see very often, but he is able to take out the Sugar Weasel with the Lewis at close range. Well done by Jakernaut.
Skyline trading a 1-for-1, gets a kill on Watchdog, who will likely get revived by BHzD for life, but doesn't as he's taken down by Jake.
Jakernaut laying down, watching the spawn of BHzD. God to your peasants is on the outside. Using the ribeye now. Not my preferred choice in a close quarters battle, but it is devastating with some headshots. Ooh, a sneaky move by
But not sneaky enough. As Skyline comes around and knows exactly what he's doing.
Well, exactly. That is a good way to cause some confusion on the Bravo point, but Death Dealer up there, rebuilding the sandbags real quick. And now it is Minc in good control of the Alpha Bravo hold. BHzD needs to push up and around, either up to Bravo or into Alpha, because if they get corralled in Charlie, they're going to have a real tough time, and it looks like they're kind of being pushed into that point by Skyline. So, using that underground tunnel would be a great way to get back to Alpha. But Minc has 2 in the bottom portion of it, waiting for that push, as they know it's going to be coming eventually.
Such a tense peak as Skyline comes around to the front of Charlie. Not knowing he's got an open lane real quick. Oh. Doing a reload. Taking cover and then poking up for the headshot. Gets third partied.
And that was almost a triple cap in the way of BHzD, but Jake Sr. saving the day, killing Skyline off of the Charlie point, and now it is BHzD back on the Alpha point, and they have overrun it, but they quickly get taken out, and it is gonna stay a Minc point on Alpha.
lot of death and destruction going down. Since they've had only about 50 tickets, Minc have not lost much since they've got this double cap.
And Jake Sr. doing some nifty lean work on Dawn, coming up from the bottom, but E-Man right on the backside to take him out. And this one is gonna go for Minc on the first round go around, as they were just able to get the Alpha Bravo and hold it for quite a while there. Biohazard pushing into Bravo, but it's gonna be too little, too late, and the first round goes to Minc.
Gotta say, what a close match for most of that game.
That was quite impressive, as the Murder Inc. guys were able to react and respond quite well to every single Biohazard push. So next up, we're gonna return and turn it all around and do it all over again on Underground. And we got some accusations being thrown out there, and I do not believe that that is true at all.
Must be a couple of nuts.
Oh, there are a couple of nuts, but yeah, they are. And my mistake, Sub-Zero. Next time I'll definitely be able to make sure to bring up the scoreboard for you.
Oh, that's a shame, because, you know, if anyone came to my stream, they'd be seeing the scoreboard every time after the round.
Well, I'm sorry. I was a little thirsty on that one. Needed a drink before we got underway on this second round of Underground.
Oh, you got to stay hydrated, Joe. What are you doing?
Exactly. That's what I was doing. But no, apparently I need to show the scoreboard.
Oh, no.
That's okay.
No. Viewers first. You taught me that the other day.
That's a good point, actually. Here we are in the Underground at Rathesplatz, which did we determine this was in Austria, I believe it was? Definitely Google search that, and I believe it's a city in Austria that this is set in.
Rathesplatz? Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gleis 2.
So a 2-squad split for Biohazard, and also 2-squad split for Minc. And it's going to be a battle at the top for Bravo. Molotovs being chucked everywhere, Panzerfaust being shot off, and a whole lot of death happening on either side of the point. But it's going to be Minc getting in there and getting the point. Nobody apparently went to Alpha whatsoever.
No.
So Biohazard
Alfie.
Gonna have a chance.
It's Alfie now.
It's Alfie. So Alfie point still uncontested, but Kaiser Soze is in there with his Gold Thompson, trying to take shots at Jakernaut, but Jakernaut with that 3x Lewis able to take out him and Watchdog Nelson, and now it's gonna be a Murder Inc. triple cap straight off the bat. But Biohazard is real close to Charlie right now and needs to push in, otherwise Murder Inc. is gonna be able to get set up and push them back into their spawn. Don Mad getting lasered by Adams with the ZK.
Tenbeck's not being built up at C. Biohazard's going to have an open lane to run right in. Gets the headshot on Anubis. And now, uncontested, Biohazard will be capping C. But here comes Minc coming down from the back lane.
From the other side. Pushing in, and Don pushes in, taking him out, getting blown up by something.
I'm going to say it might have been his own dynamite or something like that. Maybe his own nade, because it was it looked like it was an accident on that scoreboard.
It definitely did. And now Anubis getting taken, or Anubis taking out Huff, trying to hold the Charlie point, and a full squad +1 it looks like of Minc trying to push back into Charlie, and God the Peasants doming Dawn once again, but this time with the bat.
Sandbags being desperately built up. Biohazard might be on their way through this underwater tunnel to A.
And I believe you are correct. God trying to push, but Sir Vic's down there laying down with the Sten, holding that lane closed. And thank you, Miss Quinn, for your 5-month sub in a row. One more away, and you get the next emote of a coffee cup with, I believe, orange lettering, if I'm correct.
My God. I gotta get my sub.
Yeah, my sub rewards are on point, just to let everybody know. But enough of that shenanigans. Alpha Charlie is now going to be in control of Minc with Biohazard holding Bravo from inside.
Guys are Soze dealing Anubis a deadly headshot. Clears out the perimeter of Bravo for his team.
Nick and Panzerfausted at close range by Jake Sr. Jackernaut, though, on the head glitch of the tractor in Alpha Point.
Nearly a triple with his Lewis gun for Jackernaut right there. Clears off the front of A. Stopping the Biohazard push. That could have been coming.
And now the entire Murder Inc. team has pushed to Alpha. Not really understanding that move right there, as it allows Kaiser Soze to get in, taking out Dawn mad at Charlie. So now it looks like once a few more Biohazard get into the Charlie point, they're going to be able to take this back and get the Charlie Bravo hold going.
A cheeky little kill by Watchdog on E-Man.
And are we going to see a 3-point swing or a 2-point swing back in the direction of Biohazard? Now they're going to be the ones getting the triple cap?
You know, we
That's
just
what it
might.
looks like.
Ninja Nick is the last one alive for Minc on the perimeter of A. Spawns his squad off, gets the kill. No, just short and just shy of a triple cap for Biohazard.
Unfortunately, Biohazard was not able to get some spawns off for Jake to get that triple cap, as you said, because Minc just came right in and took him out quick.
Damn it. You know what? I need higher sensitivity. Biohazard taking the underwater tunnels to A from Charlie. Find themselves with no fighters to stop them, and as they kept the point. Trying to lock in that triple cap.
Was in the middle with Kaiser pushing him, but he was able to take him out with the Lewis 3 times at close range. He is deadly accurate with that Lewis 3 times.
Biohazard desperately trying to break their way into Bravo. Find themselves under fire and in it.
And now Bravo Point has fallen to Minc, but now Alpha Charlie is in control by Biohazard. Lots of movement today on these maps so far.
Kaiser Soze, unseen as he climbs the top of the subway car, gets a kill on Don, who forces him to jump through the window and is taken out by E-Man.
But the 2 that tried to push up were taken out by E-Man, as you said. Now the E-Man going for the revive on Dawn, wearing the potato sack skin. That's my normal running skin, but with the new expansion, I switched it up a bit.
And here comes Minc, watching the underwater tunnel to C from Alpha.
And it looks like Bio is going to try to push up into Bravo from the stairs. But Anubis able to take down Sugar Weasel. Now a couple of the Biohazard guys are on the outside. One throwing a nade a little bit too high above, and it gets pushed back down to himself, almost killing himself.
Watchdog caught reloading, gets bailed out by Kaiser Soze, who comes in with his Tommy.
So Minc in the Alpha Bravo hold, and now BKD Life is pushing in on the left-hand side of Bravo, but retreating as he has no support, and now the sandbag's being built once again up in Bravo. Panzerfaust being used to take out the Bravo sandbags, and Molotovs being thrown. Death Dealer taking out BKD Life with the Type 100.
Minc really holding on to their Alpha Bravo hold. Have caught Biohazard in quite a tough position as they're now forced to be the aggressors once again.
Looks like they got 5 holding Bravo and 2 kind of roaming, making sure that Alpha doesn't get taken back by Biohazard with the push that they have started to go with.
Death Dealer getting a double as Biohazard pushes into the front side of A. Gets caught looking, but luckily uses cover. Pokes out just a little too soon and gets double teamed.
And now Biohazard pushing back into Alpha as they have wiped the Murder Inc. guys off of it. But looks like a spawn or two happened for the Alpha point before they were able to cap it. So Biohazard bunched up as looks like 5 of them are on the Alpha point and only a couple on Charlie. So it is a lot easier to hold Charlie with just 3 guys, and Alpha does need that extra support. So I think they're doing it right here. But Murder Inc. is trying to push back into Alpha. Jake or not, getting taken out from the flank by Jake Sr. using the Sturm. And it is gonna stay an hold for Biohazard. Cervix getting taken out by Jake Sr. from distance using the Sturm Bear with the irons. Not a common comp gun anymore as the damage nerf hit it pretty hard. But as we all heard today in the community broadcast, it sounds like a lot of the TTK is going to be reverted back to almost what the 5.0 patch was, and I'm going to tell you right now, I think that's a great idea that's going to really help this game out.
Yeah, seems as DICE is taking back their little gift they gave the Christmas noobs around Christmas time.
And I believe that they definitely heard the pushback from the greater community of Battlefield and are reevaluating what they actually did there. Anubis taking out Jake from the side, but Biohazard trying to push back in, but Kaiser is going on the flank, coming up around, gonna get met by 3 of the Minc guys with Jake or not taking him out. Sugar Weasel, I don't know what just happened right there. It seemed like he was stuck in the wall and then just all of a sudden keeled over and died. But Dawn doing a great job with some dynamite on the stairs, taking out God to you peasants, setting a couple more dynamite traps before rebuilding the sandbags. That was a heck of a move by Dawn. And Jake Sr. trying to take Bravo by himself, gets met by 3 Murder Inc. Biohazard is now trying to use the underground push back up into Alpha Point. And it looks like they might have a good chance of it as only a couple of Minc are there.
And
Skyline getting taken out by the ribeye of God, like I said, that 2.5 headshot multiplier is quite devastating if you can land multiple headshots in a row. But that's going to do it for this one, with Minc coming out on top, winning by 53 tickets. Kaiser Soze, God to you peasants, on top for BHzD, Juggernaut, and E-Man on top for Minc.
Well done by both teams.
Very well done indeed.
Didn't seem like either side gave up once.
Now we move on to the much more linear map of Rotterdam. Let's see how well either of these teams can lock down those lanes.
And who will take advantage of that secondary spawn point as the Germans?
You mean the super secret spawn point?
Oh, no, Joe. We don't talk about secrets.
Oh, okay, my mistake. I apologize for letting the cat out of the bag, and we need
It's all
to
right.
remove this weather.
Mistakes were made. You know, we can always edit that out in post.
That's very true. Who actually watches this in post, though?
Oh, well, you know, the one or two people who want to watch it.
Exactly. Here we are in the lovely river city that is Rotterdam. Bombs going off in the water, and lots of ships available to use to traverse, but unfortunately we do not have naval combat yet in Battlefield 5. / do we ever think it's gonna come? Well, we did all see that submarine concept art released by DICE a couple of days ago, and I think it would be pretty awesome if they did have a naval expansion in the Pacific. Just like they did in Battlefield 4.
Oh, I love that music.
The music?
Yeah,
what music?
in the little courtyard between A and B.
Oh, yes. And the super secret spawn used by 3 of the Minc guys to push the right hand side, the rest going from regular spawn, with Dawn holding A to get the cap, and it is Minc getting into the Bravo point and using that super secret spawn on the right hand side to hold the sandbags. Juggernaut is there with the Lewis 3 times, laying down the hurt on Bio. And BHzD a little scattered on either side of all 3 push points, not really sticking together except for the 3 guys on the left. God to you peasants is bringing up the rear, and
Don
it
last
looks
alive,
like
gets hit off the left side of Bravo, leaving it open for BHzD to push in.
And they're gonna push in, but Minc has pushed through on that right hand side. Gonna try to get back onto the Charlie point, and it looks like Juggernaut is in that little sneaky spot that you can cap Charlie from in the top of the house, trying to jump up and over because he knows somebody is on his point with him, and don't think he knows he's right underneath him. So
in the meantime, Bravo's turned into a battleground as Skyline and the rest of his squad try to push in. Skyline getting a quad right there, takes out an entire squad on his own, clearing the Bravo point for Minc.
Well done, Skyline. Juggernaut getting taken out from the bottom side. Lewis v. Lewis. Huff coming out on top, even though Juggernaut did have the high ground.
Anubis getting a good couple double right there for himself. Clears off the alpha point for Minc.
Yeah, they almost grabbed it, and now, however, that did cause a distraction of the entire team of Minc to kind of pull back to alpha at least, and now BHzD pushing the right hand side are gonna try to get back into Bravo. So Biohazard trying to push the Bravo point, but Minc has good positioning on the left and center side and are gonna stop the push. Huff, though, is on the right-hand side of Bravo right now. Don't know if he's gonna make a break for it or if he's even gonna hear the Minc guy making a break for Charlie on the same side.
I think Anubis hears them instead, and will be caught by Huff, who sat still that entire time as his other boys ran away.
It was a good maneuver. Anubis just running right into those Lewis gun bullets.
Hazard now uncontested at Alpha will be taking that point from Minc, unless they can get a spawn there soon.
Huff still on that right-hand side.
Yeah. Skyline dealing with some central trouble on the outskirts of Charlie.
Huff doing
Clears the
a great
alley
job.
with Jakernaut, and that will leave an open lane for them to clear Charlie soon, as Biohazard has taken A.
But some spawns coming in from the Biohazard spawn, realizing that they are pushing a Charlie. It's going to be a battle of 3 versus 3 as of right now. Great nade thrown right into the middle of the point by BKD, but it looks like Biohazard is going to relinquish the Charlie point and just try to get into Bravo, because there's only Dawn and E-Man close to that point, so unless they're able to push in from the sides and take out the rest of those Biohazard guys, it's not going to work. And Huff on the backside coming in, taking out Dawn, so now Biohazard has a clear shot right into Bravo.
Hazard doing a clear job of clearing out any Minc who were coming from their left flank. Move on now to shift over towards a possible canal push towards C. So they are meeting heavy resistance. Till Skyline gets taken down.
Biohazard should push back to get their Charlie point and leave 1 or 2, or the rest of their guys on Bravo to wait for this oncoming onslaught of Minc, but they did the opposite, leaving 2. Oh, there's comes back a couple more. And now Biohazard is going to be in the Charlie Bravo hold as none of the Minc guys decide to spawn on the Charlie point.
Now surrounding Bravo. Yeah. Come on, Joe, it's gotta be like a dance.
I know.
We're stepping on each other's toes.
Toes. Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
I like Pepsi.
Coke it is.
Okay. I like root beer, actually. Can we go for root beer? I prefer that.
You know, can it be like that really hippy-dippy, you know, really nice refined root beer and not A&W?
Like, oh, Virgil's?
Something like that. Something that comes in a 6-pack.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely some Virgil's or some IBC. Some IBC sounds good to me.
Oh, yes, it does. And it rhymes.
Yes, it does. And Biohazard doing a Zerg rush on the left-hand side, trying to push back into Bravo, getting met by heavy resistance of Minc, who have formed up on that right-hand side to meet them. Huff in the back is taken out quickly by Jakernaut, and Biohazard did not pop smoke as they were advancing, and that gave Murder Inc. the ability just to mow them all down as they came in. But Biohazard does push in from the center point to start to grab Bravo, but it looks like Murder Inc. is going to wipe them off there.
And E-Man will hold off that push, giving Minc a potential triple cap here as Skyline holds Charlie on his own. Gets taken out by Kaiser Soze, though, and that will mean Minc will have to settle for a double cap.
And that is true, Quantum. I do usually like the coffee, but every once in a while, a nice cold root beer just hits the spot. Minc looks like they overextended themselves a little bit trying to get the triple cap, and Biohazard now pushing back in, but a torrent of death on the right-hand side for Biohazard. Anubis is dueling, and the lone Biohazard, Kaiser Soze, in the right-hand cafe gets taken out.
Skyline and Cervix just doing a Nazi SS job of all the Biohazard on that canal side.
Just coming in and wiping them out. And Murder Inc. is able to maintain their Alpha Bravo hold from Biohazard. And they are advancing towards the Charlie Point, marching to the March of War. Cervix going for the revive. Gets him, taking out God, using the ZK slow fire rate, trying to pull out the pistol, finish the job, but is unable to. So now the Biohazard push is to the left and right, but the right-hand side is heavily fortified.
Coming to a real grinding halt as they hold the sandbags and bus. But never mind that, because here comes Jake Sr., Adam and Huff from the other flank, giving an open door now for any of those who were held up on that right side.
And they just completely wiped out the entire Murder Inc. Squads holding Bravo, so now it's going to be favor Biohazard trying to push in. Only one on the left, though. Heavy fortification of the right-hand side. They need to move some people over to the left to make sure that they can't squeak by on the right-hand side.
Skyline again clearing his canal side, has a potential to go all the way to Charlie once more. As Biohazard are stuck on their right flank, they send Sugar Weasel right down the middle, hoping that no Minc have seen him, and he looks like he will be getting away with that.
Now, Biohazard going for the trip cap right here really does need to lock it in for a couple seconds at least to even this ticket count up, and Murder Inc. is just bottlenecked on the right-hand side, but are pushing out of it, using smoke effectively. And Jake Sr. on the Bravo point, running back for some health or something, it looks like, but now the full onslaught that is Murder Inc. on the right-hand side is going to push back into Bravo and start to take back the point. But it's slowed down considerably right now, as Jakernaut, the only one left, trying to take out a few of the Biohazard guys on the right-hand side, but unable to. So Biohazard is going to tie this game up pretty soon here, even once they lose this triple cap. So Biohazard doing what needed to be done, holding the triple cap for a considerable amount of time, making the ticket count that close, and now only 5 tickets remain the difference.
That's a mouthful, wasn't it, Joe?
Yes, it was indeed.
And almost getting that A point, Skyline gets taken out for going for the revive. And that's going to mean another potential triple cap for Biohazard, as Minc desperately try to push quickly into Bravo.
And Death and Jakernaut are going to be able to get in there, but that's going to mean... No, that is not going to mean a double hold, because Ninja Nick pushes into Bravo and is now being a sneaky little snake, hiding in the back. Oh, nope, he is hiding on the side of that truck right there. Now he gets on top. Not sure what he's pushing into. Gets double teamed and taken out. Biohazard is going to be able to take back C very quickly, and Murder Inc. is not going to be able to get back in there with some spawns.
Now the squad of Minc pushes the squad of Biohazard at Alpha. They're unaware, it seems, that they are just on the border of the point. The fight breaks out. Skyline goes down. Now E-Man. Soze next. Sugar Weasel escaping. Don going down. Anubis is the last one left. It's going to be a 3v1 for Minc here.
Gonna need to pull out something crazy with the Lewis gun. Or wait for some spawns, and he's gonna get taken out.
Desperately hiding behind sandbags. Gets seen through the crack. Skyline and E-Man coming off for the spawn. 2v1 now for Skyline. Soze going down. BKD the last up. Gets the kill, and that'll secure Alpha for Biohazard. Though a spawn is had by Don. Comes around with Anubis. It's not over yet.
And now it is.
Bullets being traded. I gotta say, that was an exciting push.
That was very exciting. And now it is going to be an Alpha Charlie hold again for Biohazard. All they need to do is hold these 2 points away from Minc, and they will be able to pull this one back from the brink with that great triple cap that we saw.
It doesn't get any closer than this. 2 tickets separating the teams, with Biohazard having the majority. Minc's going to have to pull something out really quick or get a lot of kills and cancel revives. As the push comes for A, this might be the last ditch effort to secure a double cap against Biohazard. Point secure so far, but Watchdog going for a revive on Weasel. Skyline not sure if it hears him or not. Comes around the bus. Gets the 1. Gets the 2. Don getting the last on Kaiser. Alpha's going to go into Minc hands, but will it be enough to get it to...
Well, Jake Sr. is able to get that spawn off there, and he is pushing back in, but he's going to have to face 3. Does take down Skyline, and almost taking out a second, but that gives Biohazard time to spawn in to fight for this Charlie point. This one is going to come right down to it, and looks like Murder Inc. is going to be able to hold on by
it's coming down to revives as E-Man and Sugar Weasel are the last ones on Alpha. And it'll be all about who can hold out for that last kill. And it looks like it'll go to Minc.
By 3 tickets. Great round by both. Biohazard fighting back hard, but coming up just 3 tickets short. That brings the total of 3 matches for Minc to 0 for Biohazard. Now we're going to do it all over again from the opposite side and see what happens next.
What a game. What a game. That will make it 3 in favor of Minc for rounds, though. So let's see just what Biohazard can pull on this 4th round. Tell you what, Joe, I thought it was really close. I didn't know if they were going to hold it on that A push.
That was a testy moment right there, and Murder Inc. able to hold the point. So Biohazard gonna get the opportune spawn on this time. Let's see if they're able to use that secondary spawn to the great advantage that it gives you.
Oh, I love this French music.
It's so wonderful.
It's just so peaceful before all the bullets come. I love it.
It reminds me a lot of that scene in Saving Private Ryan where they're listening and then all of a sudden the record player cuts out because they hear some tanks in the distance. Exactly.
Party's
Only
over.
one Biohazard using that secondary spawn, but is a support guy, and Murder Inc. quickly taking out the right-hand fortification of that support guys.
He's got nowhere to hide except for those grain stocks.
Ooh, Skyline trying to do the cheeky lean, gets domed, but Jakernaut taking out Watchdog in turn, and now it's Minc that's going to be pushing back into the Bravo point on the left and right hand side, but Biohazard is holding for now. And they are trying to push in on that right-hand side, but Biohazard doing a good job of locking it down. Jake Sr. taking out the advance of Don Mad, and now it is Huff on the right-hand side with his Lewis gun. Jakernaut, last one alive on the right-hand side for Minc. And Biohazard doing a good job of holding, but they have a weak, thin line on the left-hand side. Only Jake Sr. watching the advance of these two Minc players. Launching a Panzer that way. Reloading and waiting for the inevitable push that is coming his way by Minc. Skyline pushing in. Getting some hits, but Jake peeking over and taking him out. Anubis now pushing back into the Bravo point. Blowing up some sandbags, not seeing where he's getting shot from, gets taken down from behind by God You Peasants using the ribeye once again. And Huff on the right hand side using the Lewis with this AA sights is just holding that point down for them, not allowing Minc to even get past the little cafe at this point. Biohazard having a much better time of holding on this side, and now Minc has basically completely stalled out on the right and middle flank, being just completely held down by two Lewis guns on the right hand side. I see 4 support guys out for Biohazard, utilizing the long range capabilities of those weapons as well as the large mags.
It's very obvious that the German side has its advantages to locking down that canal side push.
And Jakernaut able to take out Huff and Watchdog from the cafe, pushing in, trying to get into Bravo, but still being stalled up by Biohazard, getting revives and spawns. Now we got a runner. E-Man is trying to get around.
Gets a double kill on a couple of supports. Comes around the back flank, trying to get Huff as well. Skyline gets his maneuver and gets a double to help him out. This is going to open up a really big lane that Minc needed to get around through the canal to A. If they take it.
And it looks like Skyline is going to be the flank to get there.
But here comes Kaiser and Watchdog. As well as other Biohazard, all support, all with Lewis guns, ready to go.
Great job by Biohazard, seeing the leak and responding with some spawns. Biohazard, super heavy, 4 LMG support guys with Death Dealer on the right-hand side of Bravo. Gonna duel it out with Huff using the 3 times, but he's got a 3 times of his own with the STG and is now gonna make a break for Alpha. Realizing he is alone, he should not try to push into a full squad at Bravo.
Sandbags and stockpiles of wood being held down by Watchdog and the Sugar Weasel. They are not letting any Minc through without a fight.
But Minc has made it to Alpha and are going to be able to get this Alpha Charlie hold in effect. Jakernaut going out on the flank, waiting for those spawns that they know are coming from Biohazard across the bridge, I assume.
From the bridge, they will not be coming, as Huff and Adams are taking their way around the same flank route that Death Dealer did.
Juggernaut pushing back as Sugar Weasel, taking out E-Man, while BKD is taking out Juggernaut on that right-hand side. And as you said, we got Adam pushing back in with another biohazard, waiting for some spawns as a full squad of Minc are on the Alpha point.
Lucky for Minc, it'll be a 4v4, as they had been able to get some spawns off. Juggernaut dangerously in front of Huff. I'm not sure if he knows he's there. Gets taken out by his flank. And that'll turn it into a 2v3. But hold up, who's this? That's Death Dealer coming around the spawn in the back. Also getting off Juggernaut. They are now going to be able to pinch Huff in the middle, and down he goes. As Minc now assert dominance on the Alpha point.
But in the meantime, Jake Sr. was able to get around to Charlie, taking out Skyline, and is going to start the cap in their direction. But Don Mad has spawned in at spawn, pushing the White House, going up top for the height advantage. Let's see if he's able to take out these two biohazard that are on the C point. He sees one down at the cafe area, sliding around. Don't know if he sees the other one. Does see him trying to take him out with a Panzerfaust. Blows up his fortification, jumps down, slides around, going in. Taking out Jake Sr. with a well-placed dynamite right there. Well done, Don. Good attacking and taking out those two.
And as he does, Minc have pushed the majority of their force into Bravo, meaning that Minc might be able to come back with a triple cap here, if Biohazard's not careful enough to spawn back quickly.
And they are pushing him back into Charlie, but Don is going to get the triple cap, if only for a couple of seconds. But he is in there and is going to be fighting 4v1, and Jake Sr. able to take him out.
And that Biohazard will now have full control of Charlie. But here comes Don's squad, coming back around the same flank I believe they did before. Now have an open lane once again to get the triple cap off.
And with 3 people on the point, it is going to go quick, but Huff is pushing in from behind them. And
Vix doesn't know he's about to find out real quick as E-Man comes around.
Shot.
Lucky for them with numbers on the point, Minc gets the triple cap once again.
Minc is well spread out throughout the points, making sure that Charlie Bravo are held, as Death Dealer is the last one on Alpha, but he is not really getting pushed by anybody. God trying to push up into Nick and gets taken out. Huff on the flank, gonna push right into Death. And Death Dealer able to take him out quickly.
Juggernaut getting a triple behind that post. Goes for the 4th. Kaiser Sose goes down, and there he goes. Nice 4-piece for Jake right there.
Now Murder Inc. is in control and has the ability to get them spawn trapped on the other side of the bridge, but Death Dealer has taken out the bridge in a smart move, not allowing them to get over easily without jumping over and doing the long animation to pull you up over on top of the other side of the bridge, and or having to swim. This is a real tough spot that Biohazard finds himself in, trying to push in from their spawn. And it looks like they're gonna be able to push into Alpha through the small alleyway, as they were able to take out E-Man in the alley.
Though the triple cap is lost, Minc still having a commanding league of over 25 tickets. Will force Biohazard to get even more aggressive as they run into a well-formed Minc line.
Pushing out of that spawn trap is very difficult. Biohazard able to do it, but puts them at a severe disadvantage with Murder Inc. push all the way up in front of the Bravo point, but Watchdog Nelson swam around and is gonna make his way into Bravo. Biohazard is able to get all of their revives off and cap the B point. Then they're gonna be able to bring this one back, but it looks like Minc is swarming at Alpha and has started to take that back as well.
Now in a 1v1, last alive on A, gets taken down by Adams as he gets the revive. That'll secure Biohazard back A, meaning they'll have a double cap here now going. So we'll turn the tables on Minc, forcing them to now be the aggressors. Here comes Skyline, taking the position on A. Catches Huff, looking the other way, takes out his teammate, and he'll get the double.
Got a great double. E-Man got a great double, pushing back into Bravo, and is building up the point with the sandbags, and now it's going to be a Bravo, Charlie, and possibly Alpha triple cap hold once again, and Biohazard is going to fall once again to Murder Inc. on Rotterdam, just holding that triple cap for a little bit longer than they could accept, and now they had to push out of their spawn, and they were unsuccessfully in doing so in a very quick manner, which it's very hard to do when you're on that side of the river. So that's going to be 4 to Minc, and Biohazard not able to pull out a match yet. Not sure if we're going to play any of these next matches or not. Going to find out right now.
Well, either way, I hope we do, because that will be quite interesting.
And Lofoten is one of my more favorite maps to spectate around.
Let's see if we see 8 on both sides this next map. That'll usually be the for sure indicator whether they're going to play the next one.
And getting confirmation from Dawn that that is going to be it for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming out to a T8 match for the Best League. Going to be bringing you some more action in the next coming days, I'm sure. And we will make sure that you know about that so that you can tune back in.
Kiss your babies, pet your dogs. Good night, everybody.
Have a wonderful evening.